If everybody wants to give a thumbs up when you're all set. All right. Welcome. Wednesday, beautiful day. My name's Matt Creasy, Brown County Parks Director, and today we're really celebrating 24 years of the Fox River State Recreational Trail being in existence. And the original trail behind us, which stretches from this point down to De Pere, was paved those 24 years ago. It's been well loved, well used, and we really need to give accolades to our predecessors those 24 years ago that worked diligently through the years in the 1990s to get this trail in place, because we've seen overwhelming support for the continued existence of the trail and the continued use of the trail. So today, what we're doing is celebrating just that. We're starting the repaving process, and that repaving process came and started roughly in 2018. We had a trail assessment completed in 2018, and more recently we've had a Fox River Trail study completed and approved by the Board of Supervisors in March of 2025. And all of those assessments and studies pointed to one thing: it's a well-used trail, but it needs some maintenance attention. And that's why we are at this point today where we are getting close to breaking ground with Northeast Asphalt and starting this paving process. So today our focus is to talk about the trail here, and with that we have members of the Friends of the Fox River Trail and the County Executive, Troy Streckenbach, here. I'm going to turn it over to the Friends group, Terry Charles, to say a couple words related to the Friends involvement. And I will say they've been extremely involved. Without the Friends group, we wouldn't be in this spot. It might take us another 10 years to even think about repaving this trail. So they were just a key cog in this whole wheel of making this happen. So Terry?
Yep. So today I'm Terry Charles, Vice President of Friends of Fox River Trail. Normally my day job, as you guys know, and night job and sometimes weekend jobs at the rec center. But my passion when I'm not working is right here on this Fox River Trail, and that's why I joined this organization. Friends of Fox River Trail has been involved for many years helping to raise money to get this renovation project underway. We're basically the fundraising arm for Brown County for this trail, as many Friends groups are for many of the various county and city or county projects around the area. We're excited that this project is finally getting underway. I've been impatient as a frequent user of this trail, so we're pleased that this is going to happen. We're certainly going to ask for the patience of all the users over the next few months as this project gets going and takes a while to get completed. We're still going to be active trying to raise money. There's still some things we'd like to see done, so you're still going to see us out there raising money. We're going to be present on the trail throughout the summer a number of different times, trying to educate the users, proper etiquette, things to do, to say passing on your left, and to remind people, and something maybe Matt can emphasize is to buy your trail pass. It's extremely important, whether it's a daily pass. I personally recommend just buying the season pass. It's not only the law, it's also a good idea because the money, if you buy it in this area, the vast majority of that money stays right here in Brown County to use this trail, to maintain the trail, all the important things. So we're still visible, we're still here. We're going to be part of the trail for a long time to make sure that it's looking good for a long time to come.
Yeah, you can jump in, Troy. Go for it.
Thank you, Terry, and thank you for the Friends group. As you recognize, Matt mentioned something that was very important. Back in 2018, the county did a survey. We did an assessment. What's the condition of the road? Where should it be in terms of safety? And we concluded that it needs to be repaired at some point in the near future. The second part, of course, is, are people using it? Is this a good use of dollars, whether it's coming from the community, whether it's coming from the county, or maybe from the state? And clearly, we know that this trail is one of the busiest trails in the state of Wisconsin. And why not? It connects communities. This project, this trail, when completed, will have 6 municipalities that are connected. For those who remember, there was a debate, and now we do it. De Pere, Green Bay, and Alloway all collectively come together, and we pay to have the trail snowplowed during the winter months. Why? Because people want to use it. They want an alternate mode of transportation, and what better way to get from one community to the next along this beautiful waterfront trail. And so from that standpoint, it checks off all the right boxes in terms of the commitment by the community to invest in a quality of life aspect, or in some cases, arguably, an infrastructure in order to move people. But as you guys know, Brown County we do a lot of things. 911, Sheriff's Office, court systems, Health and Human Services. And this is just one small piece of the puzzle that makes us such a great community. Terry hit it on the head. We have a zoo, we have libraries, we have a museum, we have an ADRC with a grounded cafe. None of those things exist if the public is not coming forward and saying, this is important to us. And then the Friends Group come forward with some dollars to help build these community assets out. So thank you to the Friends Group for making this a reality. Thank you for the continued advocacy about bike safety, the importance of understanding the right of the road, because for far too long, as a community, we knew about the 99% transportation. We just drive, right? But we never thought about the crosswalks and making sure that we yield to the crosswalk person, or understanding how the right of the road and how the bike is part of that infrastructure, and they have the same amount of rights as we do. This trail, in that whole community educational standpoint, really is just another great asset that we have that many other communities don't. And as we try to figure out how to get people who want to live, work, and play in Brown County, this is one of the things that I know for fact Discover Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers, Brown County Parks Department, the City of Green Bay, Alloway, and De Pere all highlight as an asset. And just a little fact, a while back I used to own a couple businesses on this trail back in the 90s. This was a very highly contentious issue with a lot of the property owners, and I wasn't a property owner, but I had a business. And so glad you guys kept that fight and made sure that this trail came forward, because 24 years later, here we're talking about repaving it and reinvesting in it, because it is such a great asset to the community. And so it gives me great pleasure to partner with everybody involved. There is no property taxes going into this, correct? No property taxes that are involved in this project. And so from that standpoint, it's a win for everyone. I'm going to turn it back over to Matt. Thanks.
Thanks, Troy. A couple other quick things I want to touch on. And Troy talked about the quality of life and what these types of trails, being a regional trail, it's different than a lot of our other trails that might be localized in a municipality. Connecting communities is huge here. We see more commuters than you'd see on any other trail in Brown County on this trail. But sometimes we lose sight of the other benefits, and our staff oftentimes see those social interactions that people are able to engage in when they're out on the trail. And also the health benefits that we don't think of, but they are direct impacts, the reduced mental health issues, the disease issues in our community. This trail supports all of those bigger causes that so many people are working on. So now into actual project schedule stuff. I'd be glad to do interviews later afterwards, but I will come over here and actually show some of those schedules for everybody. So the trail is, Northeast Asphalt is the contractor for the work on this 6 miles. At this point in time, we have 3 phases scheduled. This is subject to change. I need to add any weather delays, any other delays can change this. But right now, we are on track for starting phase 1 next Monday, May 5th. That will close the trail from Heritage Road in De Pere up to William Street in De Pere. for roughly 2 miles will be closed. There will be no through traffic from May 5th through May 9th. And what the message we want to send out, it's advisable to avoid this entire area down here until May 22nd. There will be construction that occurs until May 22nd. So please avoid that area. We will have marked detours at the beginning point and the end point of that construction. However, detours will not be. So you're able to take a picture of that detour with your phone and continue to get around that section. But please avoid that until May 22nd. The second phase of this project is right where we're standing here. So we're jumping on the north side. That will be from this Porlier and Adams intersection where the state trail officially starts down to Lazar Avenue in Alloway. So that 2 miles will start roughly on June 9th through June 13th. 5 days closed, no access. We don't want to see anybody out here for the safety of them and our contractors. However, I will go on to say I advise nobody use this section from June 9th till July 2nd. So again, advisable not to use this June 2nd through July 9th. The third phase is right in the middle, roughly 2 miles again. That is scheduled to start June 16th through June 20th, closed to all through traffic. And advisable to not use this section between June 16th through July 9th. So again, those 3 phases, very important. There's a lot of alternative routes. We do have detour routes. We will have those posted at the closures. So please bear with us. It's construction, it's progress. Good things are to come. We know that some people will find a little bit of an impact here, but we hope that everybody can understand what's to come there. So that is that. I want to highlight just a couple things then as far as maybe trail safety, trail rules and things, and I hope all of you add this to your segment too, so don't just cut me off here and just include Troy and Terry here, because these things are really important. And a couple things, we know with new asphalt, it's going to look shiny and new, and people are going to come out in droves and just think that it's a freeway. I need to say there is a speed limit on this trail of 15 miles an hour. So that is very important. You will see speed limit signs being placed on the trail. And as far as electronic devices, e-bikes are a staple. I have some in my garage. I think everybody can say that between kids and maybe their parents have them. But Class 1 and Class 3 e-bikes are allowed on this trail traveling under 15 miles an hour. Class 2 are not allowed. Those are with the throttle. There are no electric scooters, electric mono wheels, or any other electric device allowed on the trail. So I want to say that. And then also with your trail pass, Terry mentioned there is a fee behind this trail. When the county board took this challenge on in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a thought that, having taxpayers cover this might not be the right thing for our community. So the county board voted to have that trail fee in effect. And that is now the law, to have the trail fee. So you are required 16 years or over if you're on wheels or hooves. I say hooves because horses are allowed on the south section. You are required to have that permit and present it to our staff, whether it's a digital copy or the hard copy. If you were stopped without your trail permit on the trail, there is a violation notice that will be issued. You have a $10 surcharge, and you're required then to purchase the $25 annual permit. So I just don't want that to be a shock to anybody out there. Trail enforcement will take place this year, and here we have one from our very own Cliff. This is your annual state trail pass, valid at over 44 state trails in Wisconsin. So even though you buy it locally and 70% retains to this trail, you buy this wherever you travel throughout the summer. 44 state trails this gives you admission to. Thank you, sir. That's all I have. Had to get that plug on safety out there. So I'm sure anybody's available for questions, comments. So we do have Becky is with the Friends group, Tracy,
Can we
and Cliff.
bring up that there's going to be more to come?
Oh, do you guys want me to talk about the next kind of phases of this?
Yeah, that would be great.
All right.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else wants to take it.
Already had plans of that.
All right, perfect. Well, let's hit it all in one shot and save everybody some talking. So, well, this is our first phase, is to repave the 6 miles of original trail. This trail currently is paved down to LaSalle Road. We are going to be working between Heritage and LaSalle in the upcoming year to pick away at priority areas and any safety hazards and repave those areas. However, the project and adding something new here is we are going to be paving from LaSalle Road to Greenleaf. So that's an additional few miles of asphalt that will be added, and that was spoken loud and clear in our recent trail study document that the public chimed in on. So we will be happy to have that section paved. The Friends Group has raised nearly $800,000 to date. We have a grant of over $1 million from Transportation Alternative Funding, and there is some other funding that we're using outside of property tax levy to assist in all this project. So total project here, we're looking at roughly $2.4 million of an investment over the upcoming, between now and I would say 2027 before everything's completed.
And is that 2.4 including the work, the repavement work and the paving work?
Yes, everything is included in that, from right where we're standing all the way to Greenleaf.
Right. Do you know when work could start on the paving from LaSalle Road to Greenleaf?
I don't have a timeline right now, but it's more likely that once we get this done this fall, our department will be working on schedules and planning on that. It likely will be complete by the end of 2027, the summer of 2027. Anything else on that?
The Friends Group also has a small grant to get more gravel and to recondition the trail from Greenleaf to the county line to where it is already crushed limestone. We're going to be, and that will be coming up in 2027.
You should come up here and say that on this.
Yeah, Becky, come on up.
I'm sorry.
Because that is an important, and talk about, I mean, there's a lot of grants.
The Friends Group did obtain a 50-50 grant from the Wisconsin DNR to have money from Greenleaf, where it's crushed limestone, to the county line, that in the future years, in either 2026 or 2027, that it will be more limestone added, the trail regraded and fixed if there's any potholes. And so we're going to be working on it all the way from here to the county line in the next few years.
Perfect. If there's nothing else, you guys can grab whoever you want if you need any more info.
Good
Thank you
going.
guys. Thank you everybody for coming
Good to
out.
see you guys.
Matt, would you mind
They're
if we
not
started
the
with
DP.
you? Yeah,
Just get out of the way,
absolutely.
that would be awesome.
Oh, you're going to need Troy.